Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to back to my channel. Yes, as I said on my last video about the Eric Bailey one, yes, I am back now. I have got time to currently do one more video before I get prepared to go to currently bed because I won't have time in the morning as I do start college at 9 in the morning. So, guys, I'd like to know your perspective on this. Do you basically think that Jose Mourinho will last at Old Trafford? Currently based on the recent results, yes, but we know this is Jose Mourinho's third season now at Old Trafford, and we're not in a commanding position, as we should be. As we all know, 7 points off the first place, 4 points off top four, and basically Jose Mourinho, regarding his fantastic history, he won 3 titles with Chelsea. He's won titles everywhere he's been. He spent £360 million on players. He's got 11 plays in. He's looking to bolster the squad in the January window. He said he wants a defender and he wants an attacker up front with Romelu Lukaku as well. Does do you know what I mean? Up front with Romelu Lukaku as well. Does do you know what I mean? But I think the problems in the Manchester United squad. I think Mourinho's partly to blame. I think the players are partly to blame as well. I think especially Manchester United's right hand side is definitely poor. As we all currently know, I don't think there's a right hand side there. As you've seen this season, especially his goal difference has been very bad. Teams have just exploited us on that right hand side. You saw it against Bournemouth on Saturday, where Jose Mourinho had made a shock admission that Bournemouth dominated the first half. He says defensively we're more of attacking approach now. That's why we're leaking in leaking goals in that back line. Especially defensively, we are absolutely terrible defensively. We could also see players go in the January transfer window as well. But I just think, in my opinion, guys, Jose Mourinho, he's had that philosophy in the past, but I think since he's come to Manchester United, he hasn't had that philosophy at the moment, to command us in that position. If you see Guardiola at Manchester City, he's got a fantastic philosophy. He's also got a fantastic pedigree. He's had with Barcelona and Bayern Munich, and he's got Manchester City absolutely phenomenal. Defensively, Manchester City are absolutely brilliant. I think they've only conceded 4 goals all so far this season in the Premier League. Defensive Manchester City are fantastic. You can see Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp, he spent nearly 400 million pound in 6 transfer windows of Liverpool, and he's addressed Liverpool's problems as well. And Liverpool defensively have improved dramatically this season. City are strong defensively as well. But I think, will Jose Mourinho last at Manchester United? As I do keep saying, in the recent results, yes. All in all, I'm not too sure because obviously sometimes he's making the wrong decisions. I think Mourinho needs to maybe try Alexis Sanchez. He hasn't established himself well in that number 7. Maybe Mourinho needs to try him in a number 10 position. For me, Juan Mata also, I think he needs to rotate the squad a little bit. He's had obviously he's had fallouts with quite, the majority of the top players at Man United have got Jose Mourinho's had disputes with. He's also had disputes with Paul Pogba as well. But basically, Mata, for me, he can play. He's not really that good on the right. I think he operates better in a number 10 position, in my opinion. But we know there has been rumours of potential managers replacing Jose Mourinho if he is sacked from Manchester United. So there's been talks of Conte. He's got a fantastic pedigree. Would you like him at Manchester United? I'm not, too sure. Conte, played in his senior career with Juventus. Um, he also, won titles, title with Chelsea in his first season, an FA Cup with Chelsea. He's managed Atlanta as well. So there's been talks about him potentially replacing Mourinho. There's also been talks about Zidane, potentially coming in the club as well. He had talks with his representatives about maybe going to manage in English football. He's a good manager with a fantastic pedigree with Real Madrid. He also, won honours with Juventus as well. But potentially, I think, my opinion is on Mourinho. Sometimes it does take managers time, but this is now the current third season now in the process that we've had Jose Mourinho. So for me now, we know before the Newcastle game, the board were basically saying, Jose Mourinho was on the verge of getting sacked. We won the game, but he said regardless of the result, he was going to get sacked. But all of a sudden, supposedly he's going to get £100 million spending spree in January. All of a sudden, talks are underway about plans for January, and the board officially are going to be backing him. He feels though we can get the top 4 this season. For me, that's not good enough at a club of this level, considering the amount of money we spent. for me, that's not good enough. And Jose Mourinho's got history of winning Premier League titles. And I guaranteed basically, I apologise, when he came to Manchester United, he got appointed Manchester United manager. I thought, we're going to win a Premier League under Jose Mourinho because obviously he's got a history of winning titles everywhere he's been. So I think, Jose Mourinho needs to suss out the problems. He needs to get rid of players that aren't good enough in my opinion, or even, get a new manager to come and experience these facilities, and then, get a new manager to see, and this new manager, if Mourinho sat comes in to see, if this current squad now in this moment in time is good enough to play for Manchester United. We know under Louis van Gaal only got a year out of him. He had a good pedigree with Munich. He didn't succeed at United. Moyes never had a good pedigree. He was an average manager. He only lasted like 9 months into the job. But for me, I said when we had Fergie, we had so much success. So many honours with Alex Ferguson for nearly 3 decades. I knew when Fergie left, it wasn't basically going to be the same. When he left in 2013. You know, we haven't won the Premier League now for 5 seasons. So these problems in that team, as we all know, Lukaku hasn't been on form lately. Bailey's out favouring out Manchester United as he updated you were on. And there's players coming to the end of the deals as well at the club. Potentially, we've got to hope David De Gea signs a new deal. But as I said, Mourinho's got an absolutely fantastic pedigree, and there's been talks of potentially other managers coming in to replace him. For me, is top 4 good enough at the end of the season? No, because we finished second last season, but we lost the title by about 19-20 points last season, didn't we? For me, top 4 is not good enough, considering the amount of money we've spent. We should be basically at least challenging for the league, or we should be basically top of the league, the money we've spent. We know that we had the success under Fergie, the style of football under Fergie. Basically, we played crap a lot in games, but we still managed to grind results out because, there was that fear factor there, as we all know. That fear factor's not there anymore. Back in the Fergie days, when we had them players like Ronaldo, Tevez, Giggs, fantastic legend, Scholes, Carrick, Nani, Vidic, Ferdinand, fantastic centre-back partnerships. That's when Manchester United were the team, and that's when we was feared. All teams across Europe feared us, the top teams in the Premier League feared us, but no team fears Manchester United anymore because we seem to be only playing for one half in games. We've got to be playing for 90 minutes and stop playing for 45 minutes. But most of it's some of it's to blame on the players, some of it's to blame on Mourinho. I think sometimes Mourinho makes the wrong decisions in games, but the right hand side definitely needs addressing. I think we definitely need another number 7 to replace Alexis Sanchez for me. He hasn't made the impact at Old Trafford. As I said, PSG heavily linked with him initially in next season. Initially in next summer, but they made parents put a bid in for him in January. He was very good at Arsenal under Wenger for 4 or 5 years. He was good at underneath. He was good during his Barcelona days when he was alongside Messi and David Villa. Alexis Sanchez, but I just, he's the highest paid player in the Premier League in English football, 25 million a year. He isn't worth that, with his current performances at Manchester United, which haven't been very good. Majority of Man United fans want to see him go. Maybe, he's not performing well. He's only scored 4 goals since come, but maybe Jose Mourinho, as I said, could try and put him in the middle, put him in a number 10 position, see, how he performs. We know he's versatile, he can play numerous positions, but obviously, it's, he could try Sanchez in a different position. You've got Juan Mata, Jose Mourinho played him in the middle before. All of a sudden, now he's playing him on the right. I thought he did well in number 10. Yeah, I still think he's a very consistent player, don't get me wrong, but I just think he's playing Mata in number 10, was the preferred position. But yeah, I do want to see Sanchez go, maybe Mourinho to rotate the squad a bit. I think he needs to give Fred a bit more game time, one of his summer signings. I just don't think we got enough players in the last summer window because he missed out on a centre half that we desperately need. We need an attacker up front with Lukaku. Everyone talked about Lukaku being a big game bottler. But yeah, there is a lot of problems at Man United. Previous results have been very good, so there's always a chance, that we can turn things around. But this is Jose Mourinho's third season. This is not his first season. He's won 3 trophies since he's come to the club. It's a massive club. Jose Mourinho's been a good manager, but obviously he had problems with Chelsea, something to do with club doctor. That's why he got sacked from Chelsea. He was a great manager at Chelsea. But defensively, we are absolutely shocking, and this is why Manchester United have leaked all these goals this season. I think Jose Mourinho, maybe, Matic recently has been in form. I think maybe needs to give Matic a rest as well. Put Fred in there a bit more. Pogba, for me, he's had disputes with Jose Mourinho, as we all know. He's had disputes with Jose Mourinho as Paul Pogba. I think he's going to be looking forward to this game on Wednesday, though. Paul Pogba, who's been at the club since 2016. We paid £89 million for him. Maybe Juventus may make a return for him in January. I'm not too sure. Man United may not be willing to sell, our most efficient, midfielder. I just think we need that right-hand side addressing. We need the defence addressing. And we need someone leading the lines with Romelu Lukaku. And Jose Mourinho is going to try this in the January transfer window. Reportedly, he's going to get £100 million spending spree. All of a sudden, now the board are backing him after a few decent results. But as you saw, we get giddy. We've beat Everton, we've beat Bournemouth. Not two great sides. Bournemouth have been doing well this season, to be fair. But we grinding results out, and under Alex Ferguson, we'd go 7-8 games on a winning trot, without even losing, sometimes 9-10. But now that hasn't happened for a while. We seem to be winning 1, winning 2, drawing 1, losing 1, winning 2, and then losing 2, and that's what seems to be happening. We need to try and go on a 5, 6, 7 game winning streak, but I think with the style of football at the moment, which is atrocious, the performances aren't up to scratch. The performances aren't good enough. I thought the second half against Bournemouth was, we played very, very well. We did create chances, but for me, that's just not good enough. And for me, Fellaini, we've had him since 2013 when we paid £27 million for him from Everton. I don't think he's good enough. I think Matt is very, very good. I think get rid of Sanchez in number 7. And Manchester United need to try and get another number 7 in there. Griezmann would have been fantastic. Very creative, very tenacious, very, very good, prolific goal scorer, as he's proven for Atletico Madrid and that. I'd loved him at Old Trafford, I really, really would. I'd love either Perisic at Old Trafford, good at crossing, putting balls into the box as well. But for me, potentially we need David De Gea to sign this new deal with Manchester United. I'm desperate because obviously, reportedly, as I said, he's refusing due to that. Due to Sanchez is the problem, because Sanchez is currently receiving £500,000 a week. De Gea is demanding, if he's to sign his contract extension, about £300,000 a week, as it says in the press. Potentially the best goalkeeper in the world. It has been here since 2011, so this is his 8th season now with Man United. He's won everything apart from the Champions League, because he was there under the Fergie days as well. Yeah, Martial, he's been in fantastic form. He's good. He was good with fans. He was very, very good at Lyon and Monaco. He had reason up the ranks with Lyon, obviously, and he's still a fantastic young age talent. He's Martial. He's got 5 goals now. I have 5 games, 5 goals out of 6 shots. I think he's an absolutely phenomenal, fantastic player, and he will grow and develop. As he does age up. As I said. But for me, yeah, his agent's been discussing about getting him a new contract at the club. Martial hasn't signed this extension at the current moment. We know there's been talks about Bailey. He hasn't been featuring that much this season, especially. It's been mainly recently Small and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. Basically, Milan, as I said, are currently linked with a player to make a move for him in January. He's also coming to a conclusion of his contract in the summer. Is Eric Bailey. He's only made 7 appearances this season. He's only scored 1 goal for Manchester United, Eric Bailey, since he's come to the club in 2016. But We got him from Villarreal in 2016. Manchester United paid 30 million for him. If Man United, if he is to go, Eric Bailly, because he's now out of favour at Old Trafford according to the press, Man United will want to, recoup, the majority of the money or the 30 million, that we did pay for him from Villarreal, rather than, let him go on the free transfer in the next summer. For me, I think he's a very calm and composed, strong tackling defender. But for me, this if Jose Mourinho's looking at a potential couple of centre halves to get in, he's gone for Milan. What's his name now? I forgot his name. What's his name now? Well, it's Milan Summer. He's a defender for Inter Milan, as I said. He's only been Milan Screwer, something like that. Screwer. I can't pronounce his name, but he's been at Milan since 2017 as Screwer. He's also played for Sampdoria in the past. He got nominated the best under 21 player in Slovenia as well. Did the player? He partly can play as a defensive midfielder. He can play as a centre back as well. Can this Skiller as well. So Jose Mourinho's been potentially linked with him as well. Also been linked with Toby Alderweireld as well. But obviously this Screwer, I think he Inter Milan want to renew his contract at Inter Milan. But potentially, we do need to sort that defence out. We do need to sort that front line out as well. So so what's your opinions on Jose Mourinho? Because with the recent results now, the board are backing him. The chaplains of the club are backing him. So everyone's backing Jose Mourinho. But who would be the right manager to come in at Manchester United? Either if he's got a good pedigree or he ain't got a fantastic pedigree. What manager would you want to come into Manchester United to see, basically, where the problems are lying in the club. We see whether some of these, majority of these players are good enough for Manchester United. Yeah, Jose Mourinho might clear some out in January, might get rid of some players that might want to leave, such as, Bailey could be leaving. Pogba, I don't think Pogba will, because Man United will not sell him off. Sanchez could be leaving there. Who else? There's Mata's going to end of his deal as well. So essentially we could see a few players leave. So obviously then Jose Mourinho will have to tie some replacements out for that as well. But a new manager who'll come in, and experience the new facilities if Mourinho is sat. For me, he will have to see where the problems lie in the team. To try, to get to see, how these players are performing and to see if they are good enough for Manchester United. As we all know, sometimes it takes managers time to settle in. Don't forget, David Moyes never settled in. Van Gaal never settled in. Even he had a good pedigree with Bayern Munich in his time. Moyes was good at Everton, but he never managed any big teams. He was an average manager. But don't forget, it took Fergie 4 years to win out with Manchester United years and years ago. And he was on the verge of getting sacked, never happened. And look at the success he's achieved. I think in time to come, there will be another Premier League title coming back to Manchester United. Mourinho's got the experience of it. But for me, I'd just like to know your opinions on it, guys, about the Jose Mourinho situation. I think, in my opinion, now he's safe for now. I'm not a Mourinho in, I'm not a Mourinho out. My opinion, he's wrong. I think he's not only to blame. I think the players are to blame as well. Some of the decisions he makes, I don't agree with. But I think, give him a bit more time. From now, we've got 2 wins on the bounce now in the league, on the trot. Now just see what happens, from now. If we carry on, if we suffer some more, if we lose to Juventus, and if we lose to Manchester City, I think the pressure will increase on Jose Mourinho, and obviously Juventus and Manchester City are 2 hard games indeed. But look at our style of play, compared to the likes of Arsenal. They've always played good football in my opinion. They've got Unai Emery in. He's got a good pedigree. Arsenal, I think 13, 14 games unbeaten. They've got class players. They've got Lacazette and Bamiyang's 2 fantastic partnership up front. You look at Chelsea. They've got they've had a lot of managers, in short periods of time because they've had a lot sacked. in space of quite a few years, as we all know. Jose Mourinho was one of them. You know, they're very, very good. You know, they spent 122 million last summer. Um, and I think Chelsea are looking very, very good. Attackingly, they're very, very good. Liverpool, especially this season, tactically they're very, very good. They've got a good front three with like Sane, Salah, not Sane, sorry, Salah, Mohamed Salah, Firmino, Mane. Liverpool have got absolutely, you know, fantastic, fantastic players. You know, and you know Klopp has, you know, addressed the problems defensively, looking very, very good this season. And he had a good, you know, career at Borussia Dortmund. Did Jurgen Klopp, as we all know, and he's done really, really well with Liverpool. Um, but for me, at this moment in time, you know, the way we're playing at the moment, the style of football isn't good enough. We're nowhere near on the same level as City, Liverpool, Chelsea, or you know, or especially the European teams. We're nowhere near on the same level as Juventus and on the likes of Real Madrid. We're nowhere near on that same scale at this moment in time as well. But I think basically these players need to step up and start playing for the manager. They need to start playing for 90 minutes. You know, stop leaving acres of space all the time. Attack more. You know, all the game instead of just playing well 45 and playing bad for the other 45. Um, so we do have to see what happens. I said after Fergie retired, he was going to go downhill because obviously he confirmed he was going to, at that moment in time, you know, he was going to recommend David Moyes for the job. For me, I knew David Moyes wasn't going to do a good job anyway, you know, considering his experience. You know, he's never had a good pedigree, you know, David Moyes. I thought maybe Van Gaal, he only bought two players, Moyes and there, but I thought with Van Gaal, I thought things might have changed because Van Gaal had a bit good pedigree with Bayern Munich. He never had, you know, experience of managing in English football before he come to United, obviously. He got quite a few players in, you know, some of the players now, Jose Mourinho's inheriting from Van Gaal and Moyes, as we all know. Van Gaal did let a few players go. I thought, you know, he let Depay go, Wesley Sneijder went as well, Falcao went. Um, but yeah, for me, I think Jose Mourinho, maybe give him a bit more time, see what happens. I think fourth place, you know, get us the Champions League. I don't think, you know, that's good enough, you know, for the size of our club and based on our history and, you know, the money we've spent. I don't think it's that good, but we'll just have to see what happens. The Juventus game coming up on Wednesday, going to be a very, very difficult game. So I'm going now, guys. Going to bed. I've got college tomorrow. So take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again on my next live videos. There will be definitely more live videos coming up. So stay tuned in as well. So anyway, guys, hope you're the best. Take care. God bless. I'll see you all again very soon. Peace.